Welcome back. St. Vincent and the Grenadines has made major steps toward actualizing the export of medicinal marijuana. As we hear in this API report, authorities there have already finalized most of the processes and will soon be ready to export to Europe.
Imagine buying Vincentian marijuana in Europe. Very soon, this will be a normal reality, as the local medicinal cannabis industry is poised for international export. The Prime Minister wanted a first-hand view of the local companies in operation, and that's exactly what he got on Friday, September 10th, as he led cabinet members on a tour. We begin with the Green Lava Dispensary and the Canna SVG extraction facility.
This is the first place in the Caribbean you setting up?
Yes.
Why you chose St. Vincent as distinct from, say, Jamaica or where?
I think one of the reasons why we chose St. Vincent, politically, very stable. Conditions are fantastic for growing, and the government did a great job in legalizing very early on and with real regulations that don't stifle the industry.
And you're the manager of this facility?
I'm the managing director.
Involved in this process of establishing the medical cannabis industry, from concept to policy, to law in Parliament, to regulations, to investment, to rollout. And this morning I've had a tour of what all this practical work is leading to, where we saw a beginning of a process where you can go from seed to sale and to do all the checks all along the way. We have seen the upper denims here, just below, before we came here to spring. We have seen a farm. We saw the greenhouses. We saw the seed planting, we saw the cloning, we saw the stage where it would go to before it goes into the terraces and then go out into the field. We see the whole process of sorting, the entire scientific process, right down to where we are now at spring, where we are part of the whole production apparatus, processing. And when we went to Rivulet, we saw the Gold Standard company, which is a public-private partnership run by the operation out of Miami, which will do all the certification for the various products to ensure that they meet international standards, which are the standards embedded in the regulations made under the Act. We are at the stage where we are about to be in the business of exporting in significant quantities as we do in the rollout. There's different companies which are involved. We haven't gone to the one down in Vermont, but we have seen enough to tell us that as a plank in the diversification process of this economic diversification process, to create jobs and to create wealth, foreign exchange, and very much so to do it not with unlimited supplies of cheap labor, but with unlimited supplies of knowledge, scientific knowledge, which is a very important model in development. And those of you who are hearing me would have seen all the various stages, and you can make up your mind that this is a venture which was worthy of the effort of the government, the public servants, the Parliament, and all the people of St. Vincent and Grenadines, including the traditional farmers who are also at an important chain in this enterprise. Congratulations to everyone, and I want to commend Sabota Caesar for leading this particular process.
Next, we toured the extensive operations of medicinal SVG, boasting a farm, drying facilities and extraction facilities in 3 different locations. Pay attention to the number of young people employed here. There are well over 100 Vincentians working directly in the local medicinal marijuana industry.
You can also see that they each have a little tag with them. So that's like their name tag. That's how we know what they are, when they were born, where they came from. And if you look a little bit further down the terrace there,
And
you'll
you keep an inventory all the way.
an inventory all the way for their entire lives, yes. So,
I'm Julian Truchot. I'm the Spring Extraction Facility and Spring Formulation Center Operations Manager. So I was telling Dr. Ralph Gonzalez outside, this is where cannabis becomes oil and oil becomes products, and then we ship off to pharmacies where patients could get access to the products that we make here.
St. Vincent and the Grenadines has seen a spike in infections since last week after the identification of 3 of the COVID-19 variants on island. Prime Minister Ralph Gonzalez says that the spike has since steadily increased. Dr. Gonzalez fears that if the spike continues to climb, there will be massive numbers of deaths and the families will only have themselves to blame.
Let us be logical people. Let us work together as a community. And if you don't take it, I promise you that I'll get the vaccines for you. I have an abundance. We have outlets. You don't take it, and then you get sick, and your family dying, you're going to blame Ralph, you know. But I'm not so worried about that. Blame who you want to blame. But remember, I tell you, you don't take it and one of your loved ones get very sick. Blame yourself, eh? Blame you who ain't take it. Blame you who give them in their homes or your neighbors and so forth. Let's line up from today and start take this vaccine now. Please. I know my partner Henrik Rose, I know you're right, he says sometimes he feel it for me when I say please, but I have to say please. You know? I have to say please. Take the vaccine. And you believe you're young and you're strong? Well, you can get it and you can get very sick.
The world's most famous footballer, Pele, re-entered the intensive care unit, ICU, at Sao Paulo's Albert Einstein Hospital, ESPN Brazil reported on Friday, in an apparent deterioration of his health after he left the unit earlier this week. ESPN Brazil said Pele, an 80-year-old, 3-time World Cup winner, was readmitted to the ICU because of acid reflux. He had a colon tumor removed this month and was transferred out of the ICU this past Tuesday. After leaving the ICU, he sent in a message to fans on Instagram that he was ready for 90 minutes plus extra time. Pele suffered from hip problems for years and cannot walk unaided. His public appearances were already being cut before the COVID-19 pandemic, and since then, he has made a few unnecessary forays outside his house near Santos. You're watching the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. When we return, the latest weather report.